Hey everybody, welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we discuss stocks and determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I'd just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let's get into the video. Today we're talking about C3AI, ticker symbol AI, and that's exactly what they do. They're an AI company, and so as you can see here, what they do is essentially they do a wide variety of things. I've just done a huge deep dive, and it's insane the scale that they are. Even though most of us probably haven't even heard of them, since they're mostly commercial. And so essentially what you can do is here, you can unify all your data. So basically, if you have a bunch of different systems, you need to put it all together, they can help with that. Another thing they do, they build AI models. So if you have an AI models for like predictions, so complex predictions, and it ranges from everywhere. They can do, as you can see, like I'm sure they can do traffic patterns, they can do shopping patterns, just all those different kinds of things that a large company would love to see this crazy data about. They can do it. And then they can deploy critical AI applications. So this would be great for like logistics and just different things like that. And they have pre-built ones, and it's just really a one-stop shop where everyone can get everything in one place. Obviously, mostly larger businesses. And so I was like, okay, well, let me take a look around the website, and they have huge companies that they work with, and who use their products. So it's obviously here to stay, and it's a big deal. And Baker Hughes is one of them, 3M, IBM, Shell. And so you can see here, there are some very big names on this list. And it just goes on and on with just testimonial after testimonial. So it's very interesting how these guys are able to help all these different industries. So some things that are going on within the company right now. They just announced that they were awarded a patent for end-to-end enterprise AI platform. So this is something that they can either use, or at the very least they have the patent. So whenever somebody has a patent, that is so good. That means other people can't copy it. They're really the only one in the market doing, specifically what the patent is for. Also, very recently, they announced upcoming events for a financial community, and they're coming out with so much technology so fast. It is, look how close together these news articles are. They are really going at full speed here. All right, so in October, so this is a little while ago, but in October they actually announced that they're going to partner with Adobe Systems in order to sell a CRM similar to Salesforce. So I'm sure most of you have heard of Salesforce, even if you haven't used it or aren't too familiar with it. But it's basically a customer relationship manager. It's just very helpful to organize how you manage your customers, talk to your customers, who's spoken to the customer. And so it's just super interesting what they're doing here. And if they can steal even a little bit of that market share, that's a big deal. Something else that they stress on their website and in the videos I've watched, it's pure AI. And so it's able to extrapolate the data and everything. And they're saying that it doesn't take much code, that it basically takes the wider metadata, and it kind of like a brain, it kind of like connects itself to what is important, what's not important, and it's able to extrapolate the data on its own. So it's extremely interesting. It's extremely groundbreaking, and I'm very impressed by what it can do. Let's take a look at Yahoo Finance here. I just wanted to take a look at the 1-year target estimate. Obviously, this is something to take with a grain of salt. They're not really accurate all the time, but I like to get a feel of what analysts are kind of saying. So I see 147.22. So again, just something to take with a grain of salt. Something I wanted to bring up is they are very, very close to coming out with their quarterly earnings report. So Monday, March 1st, that's coming up here in less than a week. So this can be huge for the company, depending on if they meet it or not. Institutional ownership is another thing I like to look at. And so if you take a look here, it looks like they're at 46.28%, which is pretty great. That's about half the company is owned by big money, and big money's not dumb. They put their money where it should go. Like they're in it to make money. And so that's huge. Let's take a look at the chart setup. And so here you can see the chart on a 3-month scale, and you can see, so they've kind of been trading sideways. They had a little bit of a run up here, kind of been trading sideways for a little bit, and right now it's kind of we had that bear market dip, especially for tech, and the market's just been crashing. So it looks like they were part of this, and they were kind of hit by it. But let's see what the recovery might be looking like, or what it what might happen. Taking a look here, it looks like there is a descending level of support. Oh man, it dipped. Well, what I was going to say is if it stayed above this descending level of support, keep in mind this is the after hours, so just something to keep in mind there. But you can see here, I was hoping that it would respect this descending level of support and kind of have a little squeeze down. But since it did break this, I guess I'll go ahead and include that into here. And what you're going to see here is you want to see where this is going to go, and this is going to squeeze. As you can see, these are getting closer. They're probably going to intersect. And so what I like to look at, I'm looking at a few different things here. I'm looking at the RSI, so the relative strength index. Anything over 70 is overbought. Anything over 30 is oversold. And so seeing here, it's under that 30 mark. It's at 25.83. So that tells me that this stock is oversold, and we're probably going to see an increase coming up very soon. Another thing I'm looking at here is this is the 200 EMA, so the moving average over 200 days essentially. And then there's the 15 MA. And so this is a microscopic view over 15 days of the moving average. So and 200 EMA being macroscopic, of course. And so you can see here, they're just far away from each other. Where you're going to want to look for is a curve up. As you can see here, what you're really looking for is for it to pass over and just go and continue to go up. Whenever that happens, typically you'll see a bullish run after that happens. So something to be on the lookout for. As far as is this stock a buy, I think this stock could be great long term, especially with the way they're integrating in. It's a pretty unique sector. And while AI, everyone hears AI and they think, oh, everything has AI now. Well, that's not exactly the case. A lot of these companies that have AI, they're kind of AI mixed in with a little bit of this, a little bit of that, whereas this one is purely AI. So it really is innovative, and they're coming up. They're stealing a lot of the market share. So as far as purchasing it right now, actually, I really like where it's at. Believe it or not, I feel like you can get this stock at a discount essentially. And if you look here, like I said, it's oversold. So I think you're going to see an upcoming, possibly a run. I would definitely watch it closely. You're going to want to see it pass over this descending level of resistance, and you want to see it go above it and stay above it. If it goes back down, or if it doesn't respect this level of support here, then I would probably wait to find some kind of bottom. And then what you'll be looking for is, if it goes under here, you'll be looking for a large green candle, which will indicate that it may have found a bottom. Okay, so as far as the financials go, they haven't been doing too bad. So this is for 2020 here, and you can see 1031. So quarter over quarter for the profit. So 32. They kind of had a little dip, and I suppose this would be. Okay, so this is Q1, so their fiscal year is a little different. So Q1 right here, Q2, they did go up about 2 million. So that's, or I guess 1.5 million or somewhere around there. So not too bad. Slow increase, slowly increasing, but they're a big company. You don't expect growth to be huge. So I think it could be a good buy. I would definitely, like I said, I'd wait for this setup to look a little bit better. But that's what I have for the video. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please consider liking or subscribing. That really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. But other than that, I hope you have a good one. Peace.